Hi guys, my name is Trevor Owsley, teaching BEMEISM, the true journey in to self-transformation. We've all been taught that we cannot transform, that there is nothing other than the way that you are, and so therefore you feel that you have to be the same being all of your life. Well, I'm here to offer you something that is completely new. I am the only being on this planet that has created BEMEISM. It came from the world of spirit when I went through an incredible journey of understanding that spirit does actually exist. But the most important thing is I'm interested in the spirit that is actually alive before it goes beyond the 5 sense reality of what we've been shown and taught to believe in. BEMEISM comes in and gives you meaning to an unfulfilled, meaningful life called human being. For me, human being didn't kick it. There was no interest there. There was no meaning there. And even as a child, I always remembered that there was something there that felt like it was missing. And I never felt like I'd connected truly to life because I was always in this observation process of understanding what is the meaning of life. And as I grew up, I started to realize that I thought an older being would be more wiser, would give you the correct instructions to life, the roadmap to life. But they didn't. They just become more resentful. They just become older, but they were still that child that grew up and wore longer pants, let's say. But for me, I wanted something that was a little bit different. When I became top psychic in the country, top medium, spiritual mentor to people in the UK, there was something in that had to have a meaning. It had to make sense. Otherwise, people would just getting lost. And so therefore, when you look at the truth, and the truth shall set you free, the truth is right here, right now, and it is you. It is in 3 letters, 2 words, called Be Me. So for me, BEMEISM opens up the doorway to evolution. Because you want to evolve as a being, you don't want the same things keep happening again, time and time again. In the process of transformation, when I went through this story of trying to understand it, of course it all seemed wrong. But then the more information that I was getting from spirit that was connected to my own spirit, I wanted the message. I wanted a real answer. I wanted something that would teach me. I wanted something that I could use, something of benefit that would just make sense. And of course, ultimately, there was no meaning to life. So I think Earth is up for an interpretation to a new identity, to who we are as beings. So I'm going to be the guy, I'm going to be the guru that brings to you BEMEISM. I am the guru of BEMEISM. This was entrusted to me to have the responsibility, it seemed, to be able to push this over to you so that you can install it and embody it within your own self, rather than living a life of a mystery and not knowing what on earth is going on. I didn't want that, and I know that you don't want that. So BEMEISM is about the awakening. BEMEISM is about loving self. BEMEISM is pure awareness. BEMEISM is connecting to the planet. BEMEISM is about healing. There are many attributes to what BEMEISM is. That's why I can't define really what BEMEISM truly is, because it keeps evolving. What I thought BEMEISM was being a psychic, medium, clairvoyant, being able to give messages and readings from spirit. That was then. It just kept on growing, just kept on changing, until it got me to the point of naturalness. And that's where you're heading. You got to understand what is naturalness. To feel like you belong, to feel like you are home. This is the home that you live in, but none of us appreciate it. BEMEISM brings that to you. When people come through to me, I should imagine it's quite a scary thing. You know, shall I ring him? Shall I not ring him? Shall I have a consultation with him? It must be quite scary. Because one of the things I discovered, that when you are in that darkness, in that transformation process, you don't really want to talk to anyone. And the reason being is that you can't explain what it is that you're going through. That is the thing that's gone wrong. You can go and see a therapist, you can go and see a psychiatrist, you can go and see a Reiki master, you can go and see all these people that will try to get you to understand you. But BEMEISM is about allowing you to understand you. This is something that you need to understand. Why shouldn't we know who we are, what we think, how we feel? Why can't we understand that? Why did we get left out in the equation, that we had completely no healing abilities, that we had no awareness to anything? We're just blind. So BEMEISM is about awakening to your own blindness. It offers great clarity. It is something that has truly worked for me. I looked at BEMEISM and I had to question, what was my success? My success is that I got to know me more than I've ever known me before. It's a real weird thing, I've got to tell you, because we're so busy on the outside world doing what we do. But that moment when you turn inwards and really assess what you've been thinking and what you've been doing, you will get to the point that it wasn't great enough. Reason being is because your thoughts haven't been great enough. Your emotions haven't been great enough. Nothing's been great enough. And so therefore, why should I live a life that doesn't mean anything? There's no meaningful answers to that. BEMEISM gives you meaning, gives you a reason, it gives you answers, and it gives you potential, it gives you inspiration. But most importantly, it gives you self-love. Self-love is an incredible thing to understand, because we want love to come from somewhere else. So the first part of your journey is always about finding love. Having it, losing it, gaining it, wish you had more of it, but you can't sustain it. But naturalness you can sustain. Naturalness you can love even more so, because anything in its naturalness is beautiful. It's worth loving. It's when we take it out of its naturalness that it falls apart, goes into the darkness, and it's been encapsulated in a cage. Let's say if you was a tiger. Tiger is beautiful out in the wild. Put it in a cage, it's not so beautiful. It's lost its essence. It's lost its naturalness. So you have lost your own naturalness to life, and this is what we aim to do with BEMEISM, is to be able to get you to be able to speak with yourself, to be able to change the vocabulary that you use in your body and your mind and your energy. Once you can get your body and your mind correct, your energy changes. That is wellness. So BEMEISM is of wellness, because what you're looking for is that you don't want to grow old in the way that we've been told to grow old. We want to grow with age. We want to grow with wisdom. We want to feel mature in who we are, and not to be silly, not to be stupid, not to throw your toys out of the pram just because something goes wrong. Everyone is living a life that is very emotional. You've got your emotional body, you've got your mental body, you've got your physical body, you've got your spiritual body. Well, spiritual means to go beyond your five senses. And in that, that's a whole new world. That's a whole new bag of tricks, that is. And it's never ending. It keeps evolving. So trying to be who you are. If you're 40 years old, 20 years old, it's taking you 20 years. It's taking you 40 years. BEMEISM says to you, start again. Try again, but let's start from a different angle. And that is what BEMEISM is all about. BEMEISM is actually the cure to humans' insanity. Human is a form of insanity because it has no awareness of itself. BEMEISM brings you home, brings you to the core of who you are, to discover so much more, to have a feeling greater than you could have ever felt before. That to me is BEMEISM. It's not a job. It's not something that we do. It's something that I am. And I practice BEMEISM. I practice being me. I practice educating myself, teaching myself, but not from scriptures or books. I've learned from my own journey, to understand my own journey, to be in control of my own journey through the way that I react within my life. That is BEMEISM. Through BEMEISM, I created BEMEISM. But what could you create if you transform from human into being a BEME being? What did you come here with? I came here with BEMEISM. I'm not teaching you to follow BEMEISM. I'm teaching you to be you. It's just that you've lost who you are. BEMEISM brings it home. BEMEISM is real. It's not fantasy. It's a reality and a realization of an inner level of consciousness where you begin to access the teacher within you, which is in your DNA programming. We're not useless beings as we have been shown or taught. This is an incredible instrument, and nobody has given you the instructions. I say nobody, but something has given you the instructions. I wanted the instructions to this suit that I was wearing, and it is called BEMEISM. It's God's personal washing instructions of how to use and wear and act with this garment. If I put this garment on a boiled wash, be sure of many creases and shrinkage. I thought I'd just throw that in, but it is true. I want to know how to wash and clean and think and understand the BEME being that I am. And it's only by understanding the body-mind energy, or the TJI, which is the true journey in body-mind energy, because you have to go in, then you'll understand BEMEISM. And BEMEISM will become your true religion, because it's a practice on potential, inspiration, love and compassion and honor to yourself to love who you are. And it doesn't matter what you're going through. The tougher the journey, the better. Because you're learning something from the toughness of that journey. It's not all a bed of roses. Maybe for some people it is, but it wasn't for me. It was a tough road. And me becoming and being a fighter to life, of course, I fought the whole process. But it wasn't until I surrendered to love, which I thought was a weakness at first. But then I started to truly understand that in my weakness, there was a gift and a power that was beyond anything that I could ever imagine through walking a life of fear. BEMEISM reduces the fear. BEMEISM reduces the chatter within your own mind, and so therefore you can become empty within your own self-diagnosis of what you're going through. You keep putting yourself down. In the eyes of the divine, that's not a good place, because you wasn't built to put yourself down. Far too many people out there will do that for you, and you've just adapted the idea that why don't I just keep on putting myself down. BEMEISM raises you up. BEMEISM is a beautiful feeling. I've never been able to understand the incredibleness of what BEME feels like. But once you get rid of identity, that's why BEME is so brilliant, because it's an identity, but it's not an identity. It explains who I am without me explaining what I am. The BEME being just says, this is me being me, and I like being me. So I put it to you. Do you like being who you are? Do your thoughts treat you with loving kindness, with words of inspiration and teaching about healing? Maybe not. But once you get rid of the human mind, then this instrument starts to perform in a completely different way. It is an instrument. and it has instructions. BEMEISM teaches you about the instructions to your body, your mind, your experience, your emotions, and your inner world, your journey. This is BEMEISM. If you'd like to come through to me and have a chat on Skype, I'm offering my services to be able to talk with you on a one-to-one basis. I shall leave the details at the end of this video. Come through to me by email and I will send you the details to actually make that happen. Because what you think you may be going through is very difficult, I shall explain to you that it's something that is truly wondrous. And once you can get to that point of understanding that truly your journey is wondrous, then you will understand what I'm talking about when you start to master your own body, your own mind, and your experience. This is BEME. I am the guru of BEMEISM. My name is Trevor. See you on the other side.